Love is unconditional, they say. Well, at least true love is unconditional, they say. But is it really so? I certainly disagree, and I ain't the only one. I have nature on my side. And unlike popular belief, there's nothing wrong in loving someone conditionally. That's almost all of the relationships, anyway. Let me explain. Before jumping into a sexual or romantic relationship, let us analyze an interspecies relationship, a love between a pet and a human. Firstly, a lot of pet owners are straight hypocrites who are not animal lovers but rather own pets as a status symbol to boost their social quotient, which is why you will find them buying rare or foreign breeds instead of adopting the ones who need help. Even if we ignore that and only take into consideration who actually love animals, they're not loving their pets without conditions either. I adopted two stray kittens and I donate and volunteer at a local animal shelter every month. So I guess I qualify as an animal lover. Now, I don't give a fuck about the social cheering I get for helping out at a shelter, but I won't deny that I do enjoy it. Coming to Animal Welfare Trustee Kamra, which is the animal shelter I volunteer at, I probably wouldn't be volunteering there if they weren't taking care of my cat Tony. Talking about nurturing Donnie and Darko from helpless kittens to self sufficient cats, it wasn't unconditional. Yes, they'll never be able to repay me in material ways, and being a self contained introvert, I wasn't really craving for company. But the love, affection, company, and emotional support I got in return are really priceless. Animal lovers often portray this side of the love as unconditional love. It isn't. It's natural for someone, no matter how dumb they are, to love someone who takes care of them without taking advantage of them. Hence, a pet will always choose his or her caretaker over the one who bought them or the one who they were bought for because of the same reason. And the reason pets don't love someone based on his economic or social status is not because they're altruistic. It's because they don't understand the concept of human economics. I can bet my life on it that if animals were familiar with the ways of finance, they would make smarter choices while finding their human. Now you may argue that what about stray animals? Why do they act affectionate around us? Firstly, they only act affectionate with folks whom they expect to love them back. If stray animals are acting affectionately towards you, I already like you a bit. And they do this because years of evolution and living around humans have taught them that doing so can get them health, generally in the form of food. In fact, studies show that domestic animals such as cattle and dogos have developed a separate set of calls and physical expressions solely to gain human affection. Expressions they don't use to communicate within themselves. You'll notice that if you feed strays regularly, they'll adjust their daily routine according to your feeding patterns. Even if you stop suddenly, they'll keep following their routines for some time before they stop. It's because they learn to trust you. It's because they learn to love conditionally. Let's get a little darker now. Let's move on to something the society at least don't pretend to be pure. But the society does believe that in such relationships, victim is loving the other person unconditionally, since no one in their right mind would want abuse in return for love. Well, not really. To simplify, let us head on address the abuser as he and the victim as she, since that's usually the case. Although the opposite and both being of the same sex happens a lot more than society likes to admit. Coming to the point, no, she ain't loving it unconditionally. She is in that abusive relationship because of one or more of the following reasons. He is the one providing for her, and she is scared of trying to sustain herself without help or face the society without him. So, loving him is a form of coping mechanism she uses to avoid admitting and correcting her helplessness. It might sound dumb because it is, but abusers and bullies give off a false impression of being strong. This is why the big bad guys always have henchmen. This attracts a lot of people because they think they will be safer on their side. Hence, she falsely believes that the one who can abuse her and get away with it can also protect her from the outside world. So she loves him back in return for this comfort. Yes, a lot of people who end up in abusive, one sided relationships often come from broken homes. They get into such relationships because unconsciously it feels like home, it feels nostalgic. Which is also why we cherish the good old days. We feel those old days, that life, those songs, etc., were better because they have childhood memories attached to them, not because they were actually better. They generally aren't anyway, and although definitely unhealthy, this nostalgia makes her comfortable and evokes a misguided sense of love. Although mostly unhealthy and to some extent sacrificial, none of these reasons are unconditional. People don't portray a child's love for his parents as unconditional, so let's skip that. But a parent's love for their children is no strings attached, right? Let me ruin that for you. Parents love their kids and conditionally so, mainly because they are their legacy. You'll find parents trying to fulfill their unfulfilled dreams through their kids. And although they don't force their kids into it unless absolutely necessary, parents do expect their children to take care of them after an age in return for their love and care. And the most important part of having a legacy is carrying forward the family name, and the person would be reluctant to do so if he wasn't brought up with parental care. If you doubt it, go ahead and tell your parents that you don't want to live with them, that you don't want to marry, and that you don't want to have a baby in a way that you mean it. And watch the huge shadow of disappointment on their faces. Trust me, I've experienced it. I don't think I need to debunk the unconditional love in an average romantic or sexual relationship. Let me just add a piece of advice to it. A lot of people are in love not because they are deep into the other person, but because they are in love with the idea of being in love. Hence, you'll find them moving from one relationship to another. And unlike what I believed as a naive teen, there's nothing wrong with it. But while loving for fun, just make sure that your partner either shares the same idea or at least understands what they're getting into. Being used never feels good, and this hurts. All the best with your love story.